GM. Trade of the day. Today is, what the fuck is it? Saturday. 14th of September. I'm on 2 hours sleep, by the way, in case you're wondering why my brain is fucking retarded. Trade of the day. Okay, it's Saturday. So, first thing, you've got yesterday's high, which hasn't been taken out yet. And this would be the best possible thing, is if we don't take out Friday's high, right? Friday close near the highs. We haven't swept that yet. It'd be really nice to see an inside day, or even especially a couple of them. Meaning, we stay like this around here, we spend tomorrow around that place too, and then on Sunday night maybe, or Monday morning, we start to break out. That'll be like your best immediate continuation. Alternative is that we start to consolidate, we spend some time consolidating, which again would be equally good. What is I guess the best thing to look for, even though I don't think this is going to happen, the best thing to look for is the immediate just collapse. How could this whole thing just retrace? And it can very easily. So I think the breakout was genuine. I think it was a valid breakout. I think this grind up and push higher is going to have trapped longs. So I think we retrace probably back down to here quite easily. Over the, we probably dip down a bit, then don't quite reach it, then come down. We probably like that at minimum. We come back towards this gap, just because longs are going to be attracted into here. That would be my guess. Now, where does it actually become interesting for a trade? I don't think it's going to be today, but there's an untested area down here, and basically, if I just take this, the gap of this candle as a rough guide. All right, so here we have it. So from that untested area up to this one here, that level I see as being interesting. But for that to fill in, we of course need to first fill in the gap above. And this 4-hour candle is the one. So you have a gap from here to here on this candle. I'll just draw the two extremes so you can see it, right? From there, that the last wick, then we gap through. There's no retest, and then we leave another wick here. So it comes back into, it fills in this much of the impulse candle and then pushes away, as it should. So you've got this gap between these two levels. Now, what happens when we go to that level? If we see 4-hour candle closes, even just one of them, below this level here, I would say we're going to here, most likely. Now, doesn't have to go right away, but I would expect that if we do retrace back into there and we're not able to like immediately bounce, if it retraces and holds there, you're going to see some kind of eventual retracement down into this area, in my opinion. Because if there's momentum for this move, I think you can see a sweep, a quick sweep, definitely, because anyone who goes long there can get swept out. That's absolutely possible. If it's going to continue immediately, you don't want to see really anything more than that. If it trades down into it, I think we fill the whole thing. A lot of people will be trying to bid here, thinking, oh, we fill that gap, let's do the same thing. We've already done that now over here, the exact same thing. We don't tend to see that same repeat, because it's like the recency bias, that's what everyone's looking at. So I would be more, especially if we go up first, especially if we go to these highs, take out this high over here. If we take that first, and then we fall into that 4-hour impulse gap, I think that opens up a potential for a move down towards this gap, and that might be the best. Let me show you here. That might be a good area for like a reaccumulation or a trap before going higher. I don't think this move is going to be simple because, at least from what I can see, people are getting very bullish very quickly, and no reason why we can't go higher. If the market's just ready to go higher, if accumulation is complete, we will go higher. But I think along the way, it's going to be a lot choppier. You're going to have impulses and corrections, and it's going to be a difficult one to trade, in my opinion. The alternative, of course, is that there's so much of a short build-up that we just squeeze all the way through, and we don't consolidate until like all-time high, and then everyone's afraid to get on. Is this going to happen? Are people really offside on Bitcoin? I could see it, because most people are holding altcoins, so I could see a scenario where Bitcoin just rips and altcoins lag, and then next thing Bitcoin's above all-time high, right? And nobody knows how to get on because it's like, holy shit, I missed all of this, so I'm going to wait for a pullback, and the pullback doesn't come. But that one's really simple. If that happens, then you want to be buying it here with your invalidation there. It's exactly what happened over here. It's like exact same thing. Everyone got bearish after the ETF. Well, not everyone. We were getting long down here. But the general consensus was that the ETF was sell the news, bearish, blah, blah, blah. And so it bounced up and it consolidated. People didn't want to buy it. They didn't buy it. Next thing, it was just all of this. Before you knew it, it was at 42. You blink your eye and next thing it's at 52. Like, holy shit, what the fuck? So everyone's waiting for the retest, waiting for the retest, waiting for the retest. Retest never comes. Best thing, buy that breakout. Stop loss there. If people are going to get left behind, they get left behind. That's a much less likely path, in my opinion, because the market, again, everything has changed since January, February, because it just flipped the whole market bullish and just meme coin mania and VCs are back and everything. So, again, I'm not expecting that, but you have to be open for everything. So, best trade is probably, if you're talking about like the best trade this weekend, it's probably potentially a short, because there's more areas I can see where it can reject from and push down. Why would a long not be good? A long could be good. I just don't see really anything that is super interesting about longing here. I have no problem with this area being bullish, like I mentioned before. It's flipping the bands. They're about to go green. We're inside the value area, absolutely, and the daily bands are about to go green and we're above the 50. All of that's setting up well, but that will be probably for me after consolidation. So today, tomorrow, unlikely, unless you get an immediate momentum. So I'm not saying that short's the best trade. I'm saying that if a trade presents on low time frames, it could be a short, because the market might be a little bit over leveraged here. People might have foamed into the highs and they just get flushed down a bit. But we'll see. I'll probably touch on this again on the live stream, which is at 1 p.m. UTC. See you all then. GM, GM, GM.